2025 was a great year for gaming laptops. Laptops that were already good last year got even more refined, and some less good laptops got a whole lot better. But there were definitely some stinkers this year as well. So today I'll be ranking every gaming laptop I've reviewed in 2025. And please like and subscribe if you like these type of videos. Keep in mind that I haven't reviewed every gaming laptop, only the kind of popular ones. So sorry if I missed the Bing Chiling 67. Alright, let's get started. First up is a very unfortunate one. If you just look at the outside of the Razer Blade 14, it might just be the best laptop ever. A very smooth, all aluminum design, a thin chassis, a gorgeous display. Everything looked perfect. Basically like a MacBook in Windows form. But once you actually start using it, that dream falls apart. The Blade 14 has very tight power limits this year, as well as firmware issues that make it unbearably slow on battery. It also had a kneecapped version of the HX370, so performance was just a bit lackluster. Add on top of that a high price, and it's just not worth it. Because there are way better options at 14 inches, which we'll see in a bit. Okay, next is its big brother, the Razer Blade 16. And unfortunately, it suffered from the exact same issues as the Blade 14. It's beautiful from the outside, but very slow on battery and just unstable in games. One moment it performed like an RTX 5080 and another like a 4070. Apparently the RTX 5090 model is a lot better and doesn't have as much of these issues, but with the lower spec models already being that expensive, I really don't see any point to spend that much money on an already defective product. Razer really dropped the ball this year. But next, we have the complete opposite of that. The Asus ROG Zephyrus G14. This little 14-inch gaming laptop has changed the gaming laptop industry as a whole. With last year's Zephyrus G14, they introduced this new thin body together with improvements across the board. It has one of the best displays you can get on a laptop with the best anti-reflective layer you can get. It has the best speakers on any current Windows laptop, and it's also the fastest 14-inch laptop you can buy, with specs up to an RTX 5080. This is, by far, the most flawless laptop we have ever seen. I've compared this thing to basically every laptop I could get my hands on, and none have managed to beat it so far, no matter how hard they tried. Most laptops have at least one flaw, but this thing just kinda doesn't. And it does all that while staying thin and light. And since it's been so popular around the world, it's not even that expensive anymore. So I can very easily put this thing at the top of the tier list. After that comes its bigger brother, the Zephyrus G16. And it's everything I just said about the G14, but bigger and better. With more cooling, it gets slightly higher power limits, so a little more performance. And it has the same perfect display, but with double the refresh rate. Now, despite all of that, it's still one of the lightest gaming laptops that you can buy. So in my opinion, the G16 easily joins the G14 at the top. Alright, next up is the Lenovo Legion Pro 5. I really don't have much to say here. This is a great all-around gaming laptop. It has great build quality, it's very metal, it has good performance with high power limits, a good keyboard from Lenovo, and a very good display, but it's very reflective. And this is unfortunately a recurring theme across some other laptops. It's a great device and it's priced well, but that reflectivity does put it down a spot in my opinion. Next up is the Asus ROG Strix G16. Asus released two variants of the G16 this year. One with the old 2023 design, and one with the new 2025 redesign. And this spot is for that old design. The Strix G16 is a great gaming laptop. It has some pretty good build quality, but does have some plasticky bits. But it has a good keyboard and trackpad, a good display, surprisingly good speakers, and it's actually one of the cheaper options at 16 inches. But it sits this high for a single reason. It has the fastest CPU on any laptop right now, the Ryzen 9 9955HX3D. In some CPU-heavy games, the difference between this chip and the second fastest CPU is just ridiculous. It is so damn fast. If you can find this laptop with this CPU, it will beat every other gaming laptop. And it's not even that expensive. All of that together means this guy should sit pretty high on the tier list. Okay, next up is the new redesign for the Strix G16 and G18. The new design definitely looks better and a bit more uniform compared to the 2023 design. And it comes with this really cool removable back, which makes upgrades the easiest out of any of these laptops. Other than that, it does everything the old design did, but just slightly better. Except for the speakers, those got really mediocre for some reason. But in my opinion, it sits lower than the old design because they don't offer this redesign with that 9955HX 3D chip, only with Intel CPUs. Sure, the 275HX is a good chip, but it is simply slower. So I think this is a baffling decision from Asus. Next are the Strix Scar 16 and 18 from Asus. These are literally just the redesigned bodies, but with some cool lighting on the back and a mini LED display. So they're good laptops with basically the best, brightest display you can get. So they're just a better version of the non-Scar models, but again, they don't come with that 9955HX 3D chip, and they are very, very expensive. Next up is the Omen Max 16, and holy moly is this a good device. As far as gaming laptops go, it is almost perfect. It looks absolutely gorgeous, it's got great build quality, it has very high performance, it's got an amazing OLED display with a good display coating, although it is slightly worse than the Zephyrus. It has good speakers and it has a lot of customization in terms of performance. The software kind of sucks, but apart from that, this might be the best all-round gaming laptop of 2025, just behind the two Zephyruses. Next up is the Alienware Aurora 16X. This is Alienware's attempt at a budget gaming laptop. Well, it's not budget, but it is pretty good. It has great performance. This RTX 5070 performs almost like a 5070 Ti because you can really push its components to its limits. It feels like a tank in terms of build quality, but also in terms of weight and thickness. I mean, this thing is a brick, especially with that humongous charger attached. For some reason, it only caps out at an RTX 5070 though, which is kind of stupid. But ignoring that, and its massive size, this is a great all-round gaming laptop. Next we get to an interesting one, the HP Omen Transcend 14. This had the chance of becoming one of the best all-round laptops, full stop. It has basically the same display as the Zephyrus G14, which means it's very good. It has good speakers, a gorgeous design, and a very good trackpad. And it's also super thin and light, which is always nice. But this thing got absolutely cucked by its power limits. Its RTX 5070 performs like an RTX 4060. Its CPU is alright, but again, it's very power limited, and knowing that the Zephyrus G14 exists, it just could have done a lot better. Alright, next up is a great one, the Asus TUF A16. The TUF is basically the perfect budget gaming laptop. It can't be spec'd super high, but with an RTX 5060 and at a very good price, it's a great deal. It has a pretty good display, good build quality, it's thin and very lightweight, and it performs really well for its specs. So in my opinion, it deserves to sit pretty high. Next up was a very promising new entry, the Acer Triton 14. The Triton promised to be the Zephyrus killer of 2025, but unfortunately it failed hard at this. From the outside, this thing is gorgeous. With an all-metal design and a very sleek, thin and light body, it's nothing short of beautiful. And it did some revolutionary stuff. It's the first gaming laptop with a haptic touchpad, which we really do need on more laptops. Everything about it looks great, but its performance was very disappointing. It has an Intel V chip, which does mean it has very good battery life, but performance was just not great. But the main thing that killed this thing are its stupidly low power limits. The RTX 5070 in here performs like an RTX 4060, and its CPU is basically the slowest out of any laptop I've tested. Top that off with a ridiculous price of $3,000 for an RTX 5070 model, and this thing basically killed itself before it even came out of the box. Knowing that the Zephyrus G14 exists and that it doesn't have any of these issues, I'm gonna have to place it pretty low on the tier list. Next up is the Lenovo LOQ 15. Everybody loves this thing, and for good reasons. At an affordable price, it does almost everything, well, good. It performed very well for the specs that it has. It has actually decent speakers, a great Lenovo keyboard, and you just get a lot for the price. I do think the TUF A16 gives you a little more for the price, but both of them deserve to be high on the tier list. Alright, next is a tough one, the Asus ProArt P16. This is essentially a Zephyrus G16 with a black body, with some creative stuff added on top. So starting off, that's already basically perfect. The high-end RTX 5090 model has a tandem OLED display, which is the best panel on any laptop, full stop. It can get incredibly bright. But the lower spec models are just a Zephyrus G16 with a bump on the trackpad for a way higher price. And in my opinion, that puts it one tier lower than the Zephyrus. Now we get to the MSI Stealth A16. This laptop was so close to perfection. It performs really well with the specs that it has. It's got a great display, but is unfortunately very reflective. It's got a really good keyboard and trackpad, and it is cooled very, very well. But the charging port is on the stupidest location known to man. MSI went all the way through the trouble of creating this surprisingly good charging connector, only to position it right where you normally put your mouse. If it had a less reflective screen and a charging port on the left side, this could have been the best gaming laptop of 2025. But out of spite, I'm gonna put this thing at the very bottom of the very good tier. Okay, next up is the Asus V16. This was supposed to be a budget gaming laptop with an office laptop display. And straight up, this thing did almost everything wrong. It has mediocre build quality, mostly being very plasticky. It has a mediocre keyboard, a very bad trackpad, a mediocre display, and performance was just bad for the specs that it has because it was very power limited. I mean, why would you put an RTX 5070 in here if you're only gonna give it like 50 watts? All of this would have been fine if it was just dirt cheap, but it's actually very expensive. You could buy a high-spec LOQ 15 or a TUF A16 for its price and still save money. The V16 deserves to be on the bottom. Changing gears, next up is the Asus TUF A14. This is the A16's little brother, but it is a completely different beast. While the TUF A16 is a good budget laptop, the A14 is way more premium. It has a great display, very good speakers, way better build quality than the A16, actually almost up to Zephyrus standards, and it performs really well for its size. Last year's TUF A14 was faster CPU-wise, which I think is a little dumb, but the TUF A14 is literally just a Zephyrus G14 for a way lower price. If you're okay with a smaller 14-inch display, this is the best budget gaming laptop for the price, full stop. And finally, we have the most unique product of this lineup, the Asus ROG Flow Z13. The Flow Z13 is not really a laptop, it's more of a tablet, but it is the fastest tablet ever. With an integrated GPU on par with a laptop RTX 4060, it is ridiculously fast for its size. The most interesting part is definitely the fact that it has shared RAM for its CPU and iGPU, which means you can choose how much VRAM the GPU gets. And that makes this device very versatile and very handy for VRAM intensive workloads. It offers something that basically no other Windows laptop can do, and it's pretty damn fast too. Its form factor is a little limiting for most people, so it can't be the best of the best. But with it not even being that expensive, it deserves to sit pretty high. And that's basically it. I think we've had them all. I'll put some Amazon links in the description for if you want to buy any of these. I am really excited to see what some of these laptops will look like in 2026, because with a little bit of tweaks, some of them can really move up the charts. For now, the Zephyrus still reigns supreme, but I really hope that next year some other laptop can take that throne, because more competition is always better for the consumer. I'm gonna keep reviewing gaming laptops, and I will keep comparing them to the Zephyrus as well. Now let me give a huge shout out to my YouTube members. Soundwife, Thomas, Inky, Mr. Frosty Dude, Dropzone1, Martijn Snijkers, Flimsy, Aki, Disco Volante, Mr. Nuke, Sebastian, Christian Sands, Real Elf, Eric the Red, Wesley Rhodes, Michael, Ghost Data, Anugadar, Abdullah, and Makepeace. If you become a YouTube member, you get early access to content of mine, a shout out at the end of every video, and you'll also be supporting me as a creator to make these videos. And of course, you'll also be part of the Cool Guys Club, so you can use cool emojis like these in the comment section. So join the club if you're interested. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye.